accommodation,
宿泊施設、収容。
accommodation. We need to book accommodation for our trip. We need to book accommodation for our trip. Represent,
代表する、表現する。
represent. She represents the company at international meetings. She represents the company at international meetings. Suspect,
疑う、容疑をかける。
suspect. I suspect he knows more than he's letting on. I suspect he knows more than he's letting on. Dull,
鈍い、退屈な。
dull. The movie was quite dull, and I almost fell asleep. The movie was quite dull, and I almost fell asleep. Acquire,
獲得する、身につける。
acquire. He acquired a new language skill after years of practice. He acquired a new language skill after years of practice. Fame,
名声、評判。
fame. His fame spread quickly after the release of his new album. His fame spread quickly after the release of his new album. Essential,
不可欠な、必要な。
essential. Water is essential for all forms of life. Water is essential for all forms of life. Mineral,
鉱物、
mineral. They found mineral deposits deep underground. They found mineral deposits deep underground. Approve,
承認する、賛成する。
approve. The board of directors approved the new budget proposal. The board of directors approved the new budget proposal. Departure,
出発、離脱。
departure. We are waiting for the departure of the next train. We are waiting for the departure of the next train. Distinguish,
区別する、識別する。
distinguish. It's hard to distinguish between the twins. It's hard to distinguish between the twins. Compromise,
妥協、和解。
compromise. They reached a compromise after hours of negotiation. They reached a compromise after hours of negotiation. Confidence,
自信、信頼。
confidence. Her confidence grew after completing the project. Her confidence grew after completing the project. interrupt,
邪魔をする、中断する。
interrupt. Please don't interrupt me when I'm speaking. Please don't interrupt me when I'm speaking. Provided,
であるなら、の場合には、
provided. Provided that you finish your work, you can leave early today. Provided that you finish your work, you can leave early today. Furious,
激怒した。
furious. He was furious when he heard the news. He was furious when he heard the news. Justice,
公正、正義。
justice. Justice must be served in every case. Justice must be served in every case. Rub,
こする、磨く。
rub. I rubbed the stain, but it wouldn't come off. I rubbed the stain, but it wouldn't come off. Affect,
影響を与える。
affect. The storm will affect the travel schedule. The storm will affect the travel schedule. Permanent,
永続的な、恒久的な。
permanent. This material is permanent and won't fade over time. This material is permanent and won't fade over time. Export,
輸出する。
export. The company exports its products worldwide. The company exports its products worldwide. Revise,
修正する、見直す。
revise. I'll revise the document before sending it. I'll revise the document before sending it. Mood,
気分、ムード。
mood. He's in a bad mood today. He's in a bad mood today. Imitate,
模倣する、真似る。
imitate. Children often imitate their parents' behavior. Children often imitate their parents' behavior. Fund,
資金、
fund. The project requires additional funds to proceed. The project requires additional funds to proceed. Hesitate,
ためらう、躊躇する。
hesitate. He hesitated before answering the question. He hesitated before answering the question. Swallow,
飲み込む。
swallow. She swallowed hard and said nothing. She swallowed hard and said nothing. Define.
定義する。
Define. How do you define success in life? How do you define success in life? Tax.
税金。
Tax. They increased the tax on luxury goods. They increased the tax on luxury goods. Luxury.
豪華さ。
Luxury. He leads a life of luxury in his mansion. He leads a life of luxury in his mansion. Rush.
急ぐ。
Rush. I had to rush to catch the bus. I had to rush to catch the bus. Biography.
伝記。
Biography. His biography tells the story of his rise to success. His biography tells the story of his rise to success. Blank.
空白の。
Blank. The page was blank, so I wrote my notes. The page was blank, so I wrote my notes. Summit.
頂点、首脳会議。
Summit. They reached the summit of the mountain by noon. They reached the summit of the mountain by noon. Request.
要求する、依頼する。
Request. She made a formal request for more time. She made a formal request for more time. Institute.
設立する、制定する。
Institute. The school was instituted over 100 years ago. The school was instituted over 100 years ago. Fade.
薄れる、消える。
Fade. The colors in the painting began to fade over time. The colors in the painting began to fade over time. Income.
収入。
Income. Her income has increased significantly this year. Her income has increased significantly this year. Conquer.
征服する、克服する。
Conquer. They set out to conquer the highest peak. They set out to conquer the highest peak. Genuine.
本物の、正真正銘の。
Genuine. This is a genuine leather jacket. This is a genuine leather jacket. Reality.
現実、事実。
Reality. He needs to face the reality of the situation. He needs to face the reality of the situation. Leisure.
余暇、娯楽。
Leisure. She spends her leisure time reading novels. She spends her leisure time reading novels. Jam.
渋滞、つまり。
Jam. There's a traffic jam on the highway. There's a traffic jam on the highway. Observe.
観察する、守る。
Observe. He observed the behavior of the animals in the wild. He observed the behavior of the animals in the wild. Checkup.
健康診断。
Checkup. I went for my annual checkup yesterday. I went for my annual checkup yesterday. Analyze.
分析する。
Analyze. Scientists analyze the data to find patterns. Scientists analyze the data to find patterns. Manufacture.
製造する。
Manufacture. This company manufactures cars. This company manufactures cars. Delight.
喜び、楽しみ。
Delight. The children screamed with delight at the sight of the clown. The children screamed with delight at the sight of the clown. Route.
経路。
Route. We took a scenic route through the mountains. We took a scenic route through the mountains. Fingerprint.
指紋。
Fingerprint. The police found a fingerprint at the crime scene. The police found a fingerprint at the crime scene.